Hello, everybody. Hey, welcome back to Wow Okay.
That is right.
Right. The show where we talk about everything and
Anything that makes you say,
wow, okay.
Yeah.
Back with the can.
Back with the can. All right now.
I think it matches my outfit too. Natural line with these. Okay.
Natural line. Yes, that's cute. I love it.
Okay, all right. I'm down
It's
with it.
adorable.
And also, y'all know you saw me in this shirt a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, we've
And
been
then she
getting
was
our,
like, "Damn, I like that so much, I'm gonna get it."
we've been
Okay.
getting our Forever 21 haul on.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying? Hitting them sales, 11.98.
Ooh, yeah, that's true,
11.98 on
yeah.
y'all asses.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna let you lead this one today.
Okay. So
See?
this week our topic is crazy.
That's
okay.
with a C, not with a K.
No, although low key, it
Although-
might begin to the K, kind of crazy. All
It's
right.
kind of crazy.
So we talk about crazy. We talk about what crazy actually means, what crazy is to different people, the craziest you've ever been, the craziest someone's ever been to you. Hell, the people that bring out crazy in you that you never thought you had.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Right?
I've had
Right?
that happen to me.
The craziest zodiacs.
Oh, yeah.
Because we always got to throw a little bit of
You got
astrology in
zodiac,
there,
yeah.
a little bit.
Astrology rules is king.
Yeah, it's king. It's definitely king. So we'll start with the fact. Okay, so crazy is technically defined as doing the same thing over and over. Or insanity is defined as doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Now
That means I'm insane. I'm an actor and I keep going and failing.
Oh no.
If you really if you
no.
listen to that,
oh my god,
it's
we
like,
all because but you
we
know
go
what's
on
funny?
several auditions and you work really hard. Right now I'm in pilot season and I'm going bonkers.
Right, no, exactly.
And I'm not.
But it's funny because people always say like you have to be crazy to move out to LA to be an actor. So I guess so, yeah, because we have to be because you have to go to audition and
getting
expect
the same result.
Oh, no.
Like that's why I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Oh, no.
That's the fucking. Oh my god! Like I wasn't expecting that. I was like,
mind
oh.
blown. No, that's so shitty. Oh my god. Wow. Well, other than that, we're gonna talk about.
I guess we'll talk about what type of crazy.
Yeah,
that
we're gonna
is.
talk about what type of crazy that is, and
Version.
also, yeah, we're definitely okay. I thought we'd start. We've had a crazy week. And I'm gonna say crazy in the sense of like, there's always we live in LA, so crazy around us is at a high level at all times.
It's almost like a requirement.
Yeah, yeah. I would say that. I would definitely say that. But
But
also,
there's not enough balance of crazy. It's like bacteria. Like you need a certain amount of it to still be
right,
healthy.
right. And the second people even touch down here, then they with you, and then they start going crazy too, and it's just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
There's just I was like so much crazy that's been going on around us. Like what's crazy this week? Well, oh my god. Well, for one, my ex keeps calling me from jail.
Wow. Okay.
That's crazy.
That's.
We're gonna leave it at that. I have nothing else to say
Yeah.
about it. I mean, literally.
Do you have a wow? Okay, crazy moment?
I'm trying to think of like the craziest things that I've done. No, not necessarily. Well, I mean, I can say what I consider crazy for me.
Right.
in
That's
my
what. That's,
life.
yeah. We have to choose our own.
Right. Exactly. See, that's another thing that's crazy about crazy is that like some people experience like you hang out with your friends, whatever. And they're like, yeah, well, Tyrell was doing this, or Shanique was doing this, or I don't know why I picked
I
those
love
names.
Tyrell and Shanique, but come on now. Come on now, Mom.
I'm sorry, y'all. My crazy names. I have no idea why.
She's like, Tyrell
Jennifer
and
be
Shanique
crazy
was-
too. Don't worry.
Bethany. I love me some Bethany. names.
So yeah, so I don't necessarily like people. Your friends will be like they're experiencing that kind of crazy, and you're like, wow, that's crazy. You have to block that person, and they'll be like, no, but I can't. And then to you that's crazy, but to them it's not. And my kind of crazy, I was like, I don't think my crazies are crazy at all. Like other people will be like, what? So like right now, I'm in a situation where this dude came to visit me. From like I met him a couple of months, like 6 months ago or whatever, in a random town, and like we didn't even hang out. I like met him and I gave him my Instagram, whatever. Then he hit me up on Instagram a couple months later when he was coming into LA, and he was like, hey, I'm in LA, like we should hang out. And I was like, I guess, like, I mean, I don't really remember you, but fine, I'll go grab a drink, whatever. So I did, and then we hit it off, and we hit it off hard, so it was cool, it was great. And then he flew out the next morning, and then we were like talking for the next couple of months. And now he's out here visiting me. He's also doing some other like, work shit for LA, but he's out here staying with me. And like, if you think about it, having someone stay with you who you've only actually hung out with in real life once, that could be crazy.
That is
But
a wow, okay.
Right, but to me, that's
Wow.
not crazy,
Okay.
right? You know what I mean?
Okay.
Right? Yeah. But other people think that's crazy, but to me, I'm like, oh no, that isn't, you know.
I feel like if you've talked to someone over the phone enough amount of times, you've learned enough about them to feel comfortable.
I hope so. I mean, you damn near. Who knows?
But, you know.
Yeah, you'd hope so. But it's true, because like, you if you say it out loud, you're like, okay, that could.
People go to college and you assigned a roommate, you have no idea who they
That's
are.
crazy, yeah, too.
You know what I'm saying? That's my way of saying, like, I don't know if that's really crazy what you're doing. Because it's like, I remember.
And I don't find it crazy.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, in college, you're assigned a roommate.
Right,
You've
that's
never
true.
met them a day in your life, and you have to sleep next to them the first night and hope that they don't kill you.
Yeah, oh my God, I never thought that. It's kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah.
I used to think that every semester.
Right.
Because they would give me, like, until, like, me and my best friend now kept trying to be like, we get each other again, bitch. Because,
Right.
I swear, you're like, I don't know her, and she smells.
Right. She smells. I mean, if that's the worst kind of crazy she is, that's all right. It's all right. But I think it's like, of course, we're all gonna have different definitions and different levels of crazy, because being a human being is crazy in general. If you think about it, like, we're the only mammal on this planet that has like higher cognitive function. I mean, I guess technically there are gorillas and dolphins. That's kind of funny, actually, because I was fucking dude the other night, and he said like, "Oh my God, you're squealing like a dolphin."
That's crazy. Wow.
But we're the
Wow.
only mammals that really have this higher cognitive function. That's crazy in itself. There's so many animals on this fucking planet, and they just walking around living life and just be.
We don't
and
even
we have
know.
to think about it. We have to walk around and be like, I'm actually alive. This is
That's
what?
true.
And
but
we're
we
gonna
don't
die.
necessarily
What?
know. We don't know.
No,
You know, Pixar be
we
putting
cut
out all
up.
kind of movies where animals be doing shit. We don't know if they just caught up and saw.
That's true.
That-
Okay.
Maybe
And that's
there
kind of
is-
crazy to think about too. But like,
I'm silly. Like,
Right?
They put out a lot of, like, Disney and Pixar put out a ton of fucking movies where animals are doing a whole lot
right.
of
To the point where you look at
they
your
put
dog
out
like,
toys.
oh yeah, toys.
Toys was coming
and
away
what,
when he
pets
was
or
leaving.
whatever. Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe because they had crazy toys now. Remember? It's always one. It's always one crazy something.
Yeah. I mean, low-key, I think, if God exists or whatever, they were like, you know what? I'm going to have some fun and make this planet right here. I'm going to put one species that has the smarts and can't tell if anyone else has the other smarts. And I'm going to separate them so they can't even, like, so there's a male and female, so they always fighting against each other. Go. Let's see what happens. Like,
I
what?
think
Oh, my
that
God.
There are, like I watched this documentary called 9 Months where it shows you the process of what it's like.
I was like, being pregnant? Because that's crazy.
Well, yeah, to some people, but they talk about the process of what it's like to develop a child and how much work a woman has to do for the slightest things. Like, I learned this from the documentary 9 Months, that you can get nauseated and be sick as a mom or a mother because your body is creating eyelids. It just blew my mind of how amazing women are in general. I'm like, your pussy's making eyelids and fucking fingernails.
But the fact that you have to actually like be experiencing it and
my point was
remembering
going to
it.
say that I think, because I don't want to veer off, was I think that some people don't get all of the stuff that they need to not be kind of crazy.
What do you mean they don't get all this stuff to
Like,
not be crazy?
Some people are missing, like they say you have missing screws. You ever heard that term?
Oh yeah, a few
You
screws.
were like, oh yeah, 3 screws.
Yeah,
So I'm
exactly.
like, maybe something within the process of the development of this child or person, they didn't get certain, brain cells that help them see certain things are too far. Like, for example, crazy for someone that thinks, because people that murder people don't think that that's bad.
Right, exactly. So their idea of crazy is completely different than our level of crazy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's so true.
So it's like, it's some sort of like disconnect.
Right, true. And I mean, clinically, like crazy is different than like what we think it was crazy. Like, oh my God, this dude just called me 77 times last night. I think that's crazy. But if you go to a psychologist and they're like, well, you don't have like, schizophrenia, or you're not a psychopath or a sociopath, then like you're not technically clinically crazy. So, you know what I mean? Like,
I think what I've learned over time, and I'm going to go into my wow, okay, crazy moment, which is going to go back to college. This is when I knew that people had some shit going on.
Okay.
I think that for me, when I'm learning, a lot of times you not necessarily are always missing a loose screw or something. I think that past things can create a form of feeling that people stamp with crazy, which I don't like the word crazy because I feel like that's kind of dismissive.
Right. Now I don't, because now when I'm looking at it this way, I'm like, the whole world being alive is crazy. So of course,
But I remember the first time it clicked to me because like when you're growing up, you're like people just say anything is crazy,
Right.
you know, especially in the Black community. You be like, oh, they got new fish sticks over there. That's crazy,
Right. Or like you laugh too hard or you look at someone too hard. And
your
you're like,
ass crazy.
Yeah,
like I mean,
yeah.
so it's like different versions of it. But I remember since I've been talking about college. Oh my God, this is great because all my college friends will be like, yeah, that's when we knew what crazy was. So it was this girl, I think it was my sophomore year. I didn't get paired up with my best friend Jucelia to live with her. I got paired up with a different girl and she was like super excited to like ruin me. And I was like, I don't know you. I've never spoken to you on campus
Get off my
ever.
nuts, please.
And she was like, no, I'm so excited, like blah, blah, blah. I've seen you around. And I'm just like, okay. She was like hella excited to be my roommate and I'd never like spoken to her. I never knew her. And like living with her was cool, but I'm a loner, so I kind of like stayed in my room a lot, and I really didn't talk to her a whole lot. But she was really like into trying to talk to me.
Okay.
Which in the beginning I was like, this bitch, it's crazy, but I was like, that's me, don't say that. But then she was. So one day, so at the school, I went to a private school at the time because I went to an art school, and we had in-unit washer and dryer in our actual,
Ooh.
So she was doing laundry one day, and everybody, the roommates, kind of like knew something was like off about her. So everybody was kind of like, "Yo, such and such is bananas." Like, and I was like, "Yeah, she's always like doing the most with me," and I don't know. So she was doing laundry one day. Everyone's in their rooms, and we're all like doing whatever. And she goes, fuck that. And we just hear it in the hallway, like real, bass in her voice.
Oh
like,
my God.
This is a girl, and like she turned into some other shit that day. She was like,
hope that-
I ain't got yeah. She fuck that, nah. Everybody was like, come out the room, like, oh my God, like what happened? And she's like, who the fuck put $20 in my motherfucking like laundry? Talking about some, I'm broke. And everybody was like,
Wait, what?
exactly. Everybody was like, wait, what? She's like, I found $20 in my wash. Talking about y'all trying to say I ain't got money.
Wow. Okay,
Exactly.
I got it. Wow.
So everybody was standing there like, where did you find it?
Also,
she was like, it was in the motherfucking washing machine, laying on top of my shit. Who threw motherfucking $20 in my motherfucking wash saying I ain't got money? We were all like,
okay. Why would
Nobody
everyone
did
else,
that. And
anyone
then-
else that would find that would be like, oh my God, $20, yay, I'm excited.
No, so I'm like standing there. Everyone was like, because at the time it was like me, this other white girl that was like really like freaked out. She was just like, I would never.
I'd be like,
I don't know. In
Sorry,
my mind,
it was mine. I'll take it.
No, I was like, bitch, are you goofy?
Right,
I was
you
like,
goofy.
you know that if you have $20 in your pocket and you wash the motherfucking jeans,
It pops out.
It pops out. I'm like, have you never had $20 before with your goofy ass? And she was just like, I don't remember having it, but she was she's like, I don't remember having it, but. And that was the day I was like, okay, this is how levels of crazy
Right.
ain't just labeled as murderers and,
Right, they levels of crazy.
you know, molesting thieves or whatever. It's bitches that get $20 and they wash and think that you gave it to them too. That's another level of crazy. That's my wild okay moment of motherfucking crazy of all time. I would tell y'all her name, but I know some of my close friends.
But she
in the
crazy.
college
Don't do it.
years.
No.
No.
I don't need her coming after me.
She was off the chain. Actually, later that semester, she ended up stabbing another class member and being thrown out because he was in the hospital.
Well, yeah, she stabbed with it. Yeah.
She was not stable at all. The $20 should have been the sign. I should have reported her after the $20 situation, and I could have saved her hand because I think that guy's hand is not working to this day.
Oh, no.
So that's my wow, okay, crazy. And it brings me to like levels of crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think, yeah, it's when she obviously had childhood issues that caused her to have
Right.
self-esteem problems, which made her feel as if people would throw $20 in her laundry.
And then that would be something to fight about.
Yeah, she cursed us out. We were all
Right.
standing at our doors like, she didn't like me though after that day. I was like, bitch, did nobody whoop? I was like, first of all, it's college. We don't even have $20 with your dumb ass. Low key, give me the money. Hand it over.
Thank you.
Run the $20. Run it over here.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I'm about to go to work because I worked at Shell gas station. Yeah. Oh, I left that out. She did get so lit with me that the guy that she stabbed ended up being the guy that I was dating, and she did stab him because he was trying to like me. And then she showed up at Shell's gas station one day, and she threw Welch's plastic grape juice at me. I had to hide behind the counter. It was great.
I mean, I'd rather have that than a knife in my hand. What?
I wasn't there for that party, but
Oh my God.
and they didn't. I think they couldn't kick her out of school because the party happened off campus. So it was like off the chain.
I don't even know how to deal with that, but yeah, that's crazy. That's
she was
crazy.
off the chain. She was off the
She may have been a level of crazy.
It's funny, like, to this day, I'm not gonna say her name, but to this day in group text with me and my all college friends, we take pictures of her from Facebook.
Wait, look, was she attractive? Was she hot?
At the time, yes.
Because because I don't know if I've shown you this before.
The chart, yes.
There's a chart, and I feel like a lot of people know about this. It's called like the hot to crazy matrix. It was like kind of a joke, like this guy like did this thing, like, well, if she's hot, then she has to be crazy or whatever, like, or you don't be with someone if she like really crazy but really not attractive. But if she's like really hot but really crazy, like maybe, but she might be coming at you with a knife. I think like that level, the part of that was like redheads and like hairdressers and like anyone named Tiffany is something funny.
That's
funny,
hilarious.
Stupid.
They always have said that Halle Berry is the craziest bitch of all time. That has been in every magazine. And yeah,
I'm gonna have to look that up. No, not that they say that, but I'm gonna have to look up.
Oh my God, she's had so many like failed relationships, and every last one of them ends in some kind of violence.
All I was thinking about is that what was it? It was on SNL. They did this skit. It was like Halle Berry 911. Oh my God, if y'all haven't seen it,
she has that movie.
No, but it's so funny. Y'all need to go watch it. It's this SNL.
They were making a joke
it's so
about
funny.
how terrible.
It's like Halle Berry. Oh, Wanda Sykes is in it too. It's like Halle Berry gets behind the car. She just runs everybody over. It's like Halle Berry, I see you.
You know that's the real things that she's done.
Oh no,
that's a parody. She was in this movie that was 911 and she did terrible in it, and she was a horrible 911 operator. And there was a point in her career where she used to get really tipsy and she ran over some people. I think that happened, or she got a DUI. Or something with driving. Halle Berry did some crazy shit.
I mean, SNL does have skits on point, so all right.
I guess I think that might be true. The more attractive, I think I have run into the more crazy.
But then that also, well, okay. How crazy do you think you are?
On the scale of 1
you're like,
to 10,
if you think, then it goes to like, if I don't think I'm crazy, am I ugly? Or
I think I'm pretty fucking crazy.
Am I pretty and I don't think I'm crazy?
I think that chart's bananas. I don't know
the chart's bananas. The chart is ridiculous.
My beauty off of craziness.
Right.
But I
ain't got time or energy to slash nobody's tires, to cut no dicks off, do none of that. I'm like, you know what? Just let me go cry in my room. I'm cool. Like, you know what I mean? But
I have in my past, like, I haven't sliced any tires. I've keyed a car once.
No, I've never. The only time I ever
dick chopping off, not my thing.
No.
I mean, I'm not into blood one, and I really like dick, so I don't know if I'm trying to ruin, even if I don't like him, like, that's crazy. Because I'd be crying the whole time trying to cut it, like, ah! Like, struggling.
Well, you don't want to cut it off and put it in your purse? If you ain't gonna use it with me, if you gonna use it with me, you can't use it with nobody.
And that's psycho as fuck if I go home with a chopped off dick and fuck myself.
Duh.
Listen, that felt crazy coming out of my mouth.
Duh.
No.
But, like, it's funny, though, because, like, with women, I feel like the least crazy ones are the ones who like you'll like go out and like talk with like your man will piss you off or whatever. You'll go out and with your girls and you'll get drunk enough to be like, yeah, let's go over and let's like fuck up his life. You ain't gonna do it, you know what I mean? But you do get to a point where they get you to that point where you're even talking about it. You know what I mean? Where you're just like, then you go to bed and you sleep, whatever, and you wake up the next morning and you call them, whatever. But like I feel like a lot of like it's crazy to me that also in this life like they say that love is like what everybody's searching for, what everyone's like trying to strive for, to be in love and have a great relationship and stuff like that. Yet somehow, even though we're all trying to get to that one place, that one thing makes us all do crazy ass things. You know what I mean?
There's always someone
being in love. People are always like,
yes, be more.
Yeah. And something that, and if anyone, a lot of the times, a lot of the crazy shit that happens is like, well, I was like, I was so in love with her. I did it for love. And that makes sense to them. And it's like, you just kidnapped her and like held her in your basement for 5 years. I did it because I loved her. I was protecting her. What?
I do believe that there is levels to your crazy.
Oh yeah, exactly. And I do believe that there are certain people that bring out different aspects of your crazy too.
Yeah, I think when I come across people that bring out the worst crazy in me, I'm always like, yeah, bye. Because I just...
Yeah, and that's smart, because there's a lot of people who, like, will bring out... Because it's...
Like, if I get to... Like, for example, I was dating someone that currently was making me feel like I had to yell about shit, and I didn't like that. Like, I didn't like that I was always like, right, motherfucker, like, I don't want to be that chick.
Right.
So, like, if there's something that you're doing that's triggering me to always be like, but the fuck, like, no, I can't. And he couldn't understand that it wasn't that I wasn't attracted to him and I wasn't happy with what we had. It was more of, you're not bringing out the best of me.
You're not bringing out the best of me. And see, that's what I understand.
And I don't know if I'm bringing out the
Right.
best of you, because we're both now being like clapping in front of each other, and nobody needs to clap this much. Like, no, we gotta go. And he's just like, but I could do better. It's like, you know,
Yeah, no,
sometimes
so why
you gotta see that. I think sometimes too, sometimes you gotta see that your level of crazy, you like, I can't fix it with this person.
Yeah.
I gotta like,
because a lot of the time you trying to fix it
with me by myself, and then if
right.
come back around.
But why do you think people keep going back if they know that person brings out that type of crazy in them? Why do they keep going back to them?
Well, I mean, I guess I should answer that, because I feel like I have a ongoing back and forth relationship like that, and I feel like we have had moments where we brought out the absolute worst in each other. I think it depends on. Because, you know, if you think about it, my grandparents, like I said at the time, were married 51 years. I'm pretty sure they saw all types of crazy.
Right.
51 years. Like,
51 years, that's a lot.
So I think it's really the bond. How crazy is it? Because...
Right, no, but so, like, the fact that this
somebody stabbed, did they lose an arm? Like, when you come back around, it was like, every time I see you, I think about my finger. Because they chopped it off. That I don't suggest. But.
So it's like, okay, the love that I get from this person, or that brings it, the love that is brought out of me from this person is more worthwhile than the crazy they bring out of me?
No, I think, like, I mean, just because
I know I don't fuck with Aries no more, because the one time I ever felt like, oh my God, I'm acting crazy, like, because like, yeah, I'll have crazy thoughts, and I'll be like, bitch, and I will talk to myself, like, be like, you bitch, you being crazy, stop, you being dramatic, well, more not crazy, you being dramatic, calm down, and I turn it into a joke, and it's great, but the only times that I've ever actively, like, shown that type of crazy, I guess, and it wasn't even that crazy, it was like, I would do shit like, he had a girlfriend, so I'd go over to his house when he had a party, like wearing like skimpy ass outfits and like just like sexually torturing him so that he would like cheat on his girlfriend, which isn't like stabbing anyways, not like stabbing anybody. Yeah, it was bad. I was 18, 19, whatever.
Oh yeah,
that's still not the type of crazy that like, you know, is like, you know, she's slashing tires, she like stalking my house, I don't know. It's not that. And also on top of that, I also felt that was too crazy for me, so I stepped away, and I never want to feel like that again. You know what I mean?
I think, oh man, I guess I mean, it's so many ways you can say it was crazy. I've done some crazy things in the past, but I think a lot of times people push you to do certain stuff that they think is crazy. It's a perception of it, really. Because I mean, I remember at one point I had an ex-boyfriend that we had like a big falling out and a fight, and I was so trying to like be like, oh, let's work it out. And he was like not having it. And as soon as I was like over it and was like off doing something else, he figured out where I lived and sent me flowers to my house. He figured out where I worked and sent me flowers there. And to me, that was crazy.
That's crazy.
And he was like, no, I just put in the effort. He was a cop, by the way. So that made it even more scarier, because it was like you were able to run my address. Yeah. But like, that's the balance of like what is crazy. Because if you really think about it, like I said, my grandparents were together for 51 years. And like, what is romantic now?
Right.
How can it be romantic if lots of things now are freaking crazy?
I mean, I think they were always crazy. I think they were just like more awoke to the fact that like, that's crazy. Like, it's not romantic anymore. That's just crazy.
Because like, I think about it now.
You stalking me. That's not, stalking me is not, like calling somebody more than 3 times is crazy to me.
Especially if
just you call
they don't answer.
Yeah, if you call, okay, unless you dying and like you need their blood or whatever. And I'm not, I mean, though I did get called 77 times from the jail cell, but I think that's different. Like, I ain't got money for you, and I don't know what to do for that, so I don't know. I'm sorry. But like, yeah, no, unless like you dying or you really, really need to get in touch with someone. But then you could put in a text, hey, look, I'm dying and I really need to talk to you or something like that. And then they can see that, and then if they don't call you back, then they're a dick. But like, you can't call somebody more than 3 times. Like,
here's the thing, it depends. Now, I feel like I did that or something similar to that after my broken engagement. I think I called because he just disappeared.
77 times in one day?
I don't know. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of times.
No, that's not okay. That's crazy.
It was a numerous amount of times. I don't know how many, but I think.
But also, he did, as you all know, he did get up and walk out the house. So you could have just been like, "Are you dead?" You could have 100% have been like, "Are you dead?"
I honestly, if I could sit back and like, because you can go back and look at yourself in the past, I feel like I wouldn't do that now. I think that's fucking crazy. I think the way that I reacted,
right? Because
was
like I
fucking
said,
crazy.
there's certain things and certain situations that bring that out of you.
Yeah.
And I think it's very, very important to be like, to take a step back when something does trigger your emotions really intensely in any single way, as like badly, especially. But now, low key, actually, we were talking something earlier, like even good wise. We'll get to that later. How like when I really feel something for someone, I'll be really intense, and people will find my intensity is crazy. Like
That's hilarious that you
that's
said
funny.
that, because the person that I thought was crazy, that I was like, I don't think I'm the right girl for this crazy, he says that. He's like, I get really intense when I care about people.
Right, he's a Cancer.
And when I'm into people, and I get really passionate about the way that I respond to
Right.
things. And I was like, okay, trying to get the benefit of the doubt, like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, but I mean,
it
I don't
comes
show it. I
off.
don't call you. I still wouldn't call someone 77 times. That's not the type of like intensity I'm talking about. I'm talking about intensity like, hey, you and I are here together. Let's like look deep in our eyes and like, you know, and or whatever bullshit. Like I'm like just doing really nice things for the other person, and they take it as like, wow, this is like crazy. But it's like little nice things.
It depends on the time frame.
It depends on the time frame. It depends on the person. And it depends on, and it's also
And
societal.
it depends on the situation.
And it's also a societal issue. So like, because I also know myself, so I know when I really have really feelings for somebody, and it doesn't even necessarily just mean with people that I'm like sleeping with. Also with friends, I will do. I will do nice little things for. I like to do nice things for the people that I care about.
Yeah.
And I think that in this day and age, we've come to a place where we're so scared of like, I guess that deep intimacy with somebody else that like when someone starts doing that for you and you start questioning why they're doing it for you. I don't know if it's like,
oh, that's the air in LA. It's like, excuse
they're
me?
like, wait, I'm not good enough for this. Why is she doing this? I think she
Girl,
like,
you can
she
get a
crazy.
compliment out
She
here in LA
crazy.
and be like, excuse me, bitch, you don't know me. Don't tell me I look beautiful.
Right?
Like,
Yeah. Like, oh,
get up off me. Nah.
Right?
I mean,
you buy someone a coffee and you thirsty. Like what? No, okay. So yeah, so to me, I don't find my acts of love, and also that goes into love languages too, like showing how you care about someone. I don't think showing affection for someone early on is crazy. Again, not like stalking them, none of that, just like little things like, here, I think I know you because I'll take you to this one spot I think you're gonna like, or you know, I like spending time with you, you know what I mean? But in this day and age, that could be seen as crazy. Whereas like, to me, crazy is having feelings for someone, finding someone that you really, really are in tune and deep in with, like that you're like, wow, we are like so alike, and I really like you, like, and we're sexually attracted to each other. But I just like, I don't want a relationship right now, so I don't want to be with you. That to me is crazy, because I'm like, look, everybody here on this earth is like trying to find love, and you just like, you're getting like you're just passing it up because like,
disagree.
So, no, I know, but I'm
No, I think that's good.
person,
No, I think this is good because I like your point of view of it. I say that because I understand where you're coming from. I definitely do when you say, because it's like, okay, then why are you here?
Right.
Then what are you doing
Right.
if you don't want this? What
Right.
I think the miscommunication with that is a lot of times that people don't want to upfrontly say. That's why now people get mad at me that I'm so like, yeah, I'm not, like when I say stuff, people are like, I cannot fucking believe you thought that was appropriate. The reason why I think that's necessary because a lot of people go around the fact what they really want to say.
Right, exactly.
They sugarcoat it and be like, no, it's not that I don't want to be with you right now. It's like, you know, right now in my life.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
When you can really blatantly just be like, listen, I just want to fuck.
Right.
And I don't want shit else.
Right, right.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And that's, you
Right,
either
okay.
gonna take that or not.
Or you, yeah.
And then just be
Right, be
man
okay
up
with
or woman
Right.
up about
So that brings me to my next point, which is like kind of like I circled
People
around.
don't
from this
do
before.
that.
But here we go. So yeah, it takes a lot of self-effort and reflection to be like, okay, one, when someone says something that triggers you, to be like, hold on, let me go take a minute and like go reflect on this. Why is it triggering me? Is it like what they exactly said? Is it tying to something else? Is that baggage? Do they deserve to have that baggage or no? Let's put that aside. Let's talk like, and then take your time to breathe and like talk it out with them and see what they were really trying to say. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
they're talking around it. Now, if they're talking around it and then you find the real issue is like whatever, yeah, like timing or whatever, they don't want to fuck with you. And then, yeah, like for me, it'd be like, okay, I had really strong feelings for you, but now you're telling me that like really that there's no realistic thing of this. Okay, cool. Then I'm gonna flush my feelings for you. And then what's crazy to me is then they like with the second that you give them what they want, which is, all right, you don't want me to have feelings for you, so I won't. And then they start having feelings for you, and
That's
I
like,
can't. That's
that's
crazy to me.
reality, honey. That's like when you
Yeah,
have a job.
but we already started with. I said being a human is fucking crazy.
It's like, well, I also believe that in this day and age, we have this thing where people tend to the push and pull. People love Like, it's almost like the chase is very interesting to some, especially men. I feel like the moment that you show them any interest, they're like, yeah, all right, cool, maybe I'll call, maybe I won't. The moment you're like unavailable and...
Although women be like that nowadays too, yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that goes both ways, but it's the push and pull. I think that when you tell somebody, it's like the shifting of energy. When you tell someone, hey, I'm not messing with you no more and I'm good, it's being told no. It's like when you're a child and your mother says no to whatever you really want, it's like you want it more.
Right.
But you want it so much more when you're told no.
But if you're, yeah, that's true. So if your mom had been like, yeah, of course you can have it, you don't want it as much, which is crazy to me when like all we're ever trying, well, I want love, but like I don't want it right now, whatever. I mean, it's just funny to me, like different levels of crazy, different like things that we do ourselves that are crazy. So it's, yeah, you have to take your time to be like, whoa, okay, hold on, let me breathe. Let me walk through this, and like how I'm reacting, how I'm talking, and how I'm feeling may, like, why does it make me feel crazy? But people don't always do that, and that's why they end up like slashing tires, killing babies. I don't know, like just.
I think, at least all I can say is for me, I think I've done a lot of crazy things in the past, especially when it comes to like jobs, friendships, relationships. Just based off of, I used to say this, and I wasn't about like, was it abiding by or going by my own rules? I used to tell one of my friends, I was like, your emotions will keep you broke.
Yeah,
I used to always tell feelings. And he's like, yo, that's deep. And I would be like, I learned over time that like, you got to get out of your feelings and out of your ego about stuff. When people, jobs, things don't want to give you what you want or fuck with you, I've learned now to be like,
right,
all right. Right. Instead of emotionally responding, being like, how the fuck? Why?
Right. You know, why are you leaving $20 in my pocket?
I've been there in my past, especially with relationships, where you're like, how could he not want this? Like, I'm fucking pretty, I'm smart, my shit's together. Yeah. You're not even at this level, and you got the nerve to be like, yeah, I'm good. You're like, motherfucker, what? Like, and that... It's kind of crazy because
I was like that in my past too. I'm not like that anymore. Now I'm like, I'm too tired. Like, all right, fine, bye, whatever.
Like, I think it's crazy when a guy, for example, complains and says, or not even a guy, a girl or a guy. I find this fucking nuts. When you go, I can't stand when you, or I'm tired of, or can you, or why won't you? And then they stay around and be like, wait, can you fix this?
Right.
Like,
and but if you don't fix it and they stay around, that's ridiculous. But if you do fix it and they stay around, that makes sense.
Nobody fully fixes anything. Yeah, they bend it. They're not even bending it. They're adjusting for you. They're adjusting for you. This is one thing that I've learned fully about, not even relationships, about people. You can't change no goddamn body.
Yeah, true.
And especially if you are past the age of 25, this nigga is this nigga. You can tell him to improve. You can tell him this bothers you. You can tell her to do this differently. There is only so much that is going to change.
Right.
And I know that because I watch myself.
Right.
And I know that there's things that I can improve and there's things that I can do better, but I know there's things that are me.
Right.
And when and that's why now I'm like, with relationships or friendships, I'm like, that's not, I mean, I could listen to you and hear you and adjust for you because I don't want to hurt you.
Right.
But this is me.
Right.
So I don't know how
I think that goes on different levels. I think it's amazing for you to be at a level to where your self-realization to be like to have someone tell you like, this is what you're doing is hurting me. I prefer if you didn't do it, so that they take the time to like reflect on yourselves. Is what I'm doing right or wrong? Like, how do I feel about it? Is something that I need or not? Can I do it? Can I stop doing it to hurt this person if I care much about them? Yeah, exactly. Compromise. Right. Yeah, I get that. But like, next part I want to get into is like, when people who are crazy don't think that they're crazy. Because like I said, okay, I've already said being a human being is crazy. So we all crazy to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But at least like being able to like look on yourself and be like, okay, what I was doing that, yeah, you know what? Actually, hold up. I was being a little crazy right there, okay? Versus people who were like, no, I was never crazy. I didn't do that. Like, who don't see, you're like,
they're just not ready.
Is that what it is? Or they too broken and they never will?
No, it's just, they're just not ready. I don't think that they would never will. Because like we were saying earlier,
True.
My back and forth with a person that I have in my life, the both of us have learned different things. Like, we'll clash, separate, and then we'll be like, oh, that's what that means. Right. Come back together, and that clash won't happen anymore.
No, I'm talking about crazy, like, where she I don't know, somebody out there with a knife and just like, you're like, you're crazy. Like, no, I'm not crazy. Like, yes, you
I think it's okay. I'll give you this. I've taken anger management, and I think a lot of that kind of stuff. Now, I don't know the mind of a killer, and I don't know the mind of someone being like in it. But I do know that what we learned in anger management was very valuable, because they would say to us like, sometimes you can't control the chemicals in your brain when you
yes.
Sometimes and you don't have to be like a murderer or a killer
right.
to anything to be
right.
to feel something really passionately.
True.
And as women, you could have a period day. Your hormones are all off the place. It makes you think things are much more heightened. And then as a man, they don't have periods, but I think that they also, it's just sometimes in your brain, something can trigger you to make you feel something really, really, really that hurts you, and you really respond. And it's like maybe out of the, what do they call it? Out of the ordinary for you, or out of the body experience, or some shit like that. Yeah. They used to tell us that when that happens, you have to be so quick to be like, will this matter 5 minutes from now?
Ooh, I like that a lot.
That was the biggest thing they would tell us. Yeah. And I think that I carry that a lot now. I think that's why I'm doing so much better, because usually I used to be quick to be like 0 to 100. Yeah. Like, because you'll be like, I know this motherfucker didn't just something. And then you're like a whole nother. Right. And then it's like, once you accept, like they used to tell us in class, like once you accept whatever these things are that like release, and you go in with these niggas, then it's like, it's no turning back.
Right, yeah.
It's no turning back.
Yeah.
And depending on what level of hurt or pissed off or whatever happened, you could not be a killer and like be a killer that day.
Yeah, that's true.
But that's why they were telling us like, your first step is when you get angry is to just pause and be like, will this matter 5 minutes from now? Right. But like once you take that breath and ask yourself it doesn't 9 times. Well, they're like 9 times out of 10 it won't. So you're probably gonna just be like, whatever, bitch. And like usually that works for me now.
See, I mean, I haven't gone through anger management. I've never been like,
that level of crazy was lit. Like you're sitting in a room full of people that like literally like.
I don't think I ever want to be in a room with.
Oh my God, sitting in a room full of people that are trying to talk out their, anger emotions and whatever. You're like, holy shit! Like the level.
You were saying the guy with the eggs.
Listen,
whatever he was like, he
do
was
not judge a
with
book by its cover. You think you
so that when people cut him off, you throw eggs.
It's crazy. I learned that day or during that whole time I took it to never judge a book by its cover. What you think looks crazy is not crazy. Crazy doesn't look crazy. Just put it that way. Crazy don't got no.
Crazy don't look crazy, or they're crazy.
They looked like.
Oh, they looked in real life. Like
just in life, they didn't look like the type of people that would be.
You were like, they were ugly. They couldn't be that crazy. No,
it wasn't even they were ugly. They were.
No, I'm talking about that stupid ass chart, but yeah.
They didn't seem like the type. Like one lady was an older woman in my class. She was like probably in her 60s or 70s, and she had got anger management because she stole her neighbor's dog. She was tired of the dog pooping on her lawn, and she continued to tell them every day, and it bothered her.
Right. Yeah.
And then one day it was just the wrong fucking
and
day.
It snapped. Yeah.
And they issued them the lawn again, and instead of her like being like, I'm gonna go tell them again, she snatched the dog. Yeah. And she kept it for a whole week. Now, granted, she didn't do anything to it. She fed it. It was great. But she wanted to traumatize this family. Make them think that they lost their dog. They were posting signs, and she was like, "Oh, I help you guys."
Did she get the reward?
No,
she's like, I found your dog. Here's the reward.
Basically, they pressed charges. No, they pressed charges because I think she said that something happened where they heard the barking and they recognized it in her house when she wasn't home, or something in the backyard, and they were like, "Oh my God, like what the fuck." And then they pressed charges again because they had conflict with her back and forth about the dog in general. And then when they found it, it was like, so she ended up getting court ordered.
But I think, so I mean, that's crazy. But yeah, but definitely.
That's a wild right there. An old lady steal your dog and be like, I'll show these motherfuckers. That's some shit.
Okay. But I think definitely I think that taking a second to be like, wow, I'm being really triggered right now by anything. Let me just take a breath and think, will this bother me in 5 minutes? Or even I think because I went through it. So I've been going through. So let's talk about my crazy of the week or whatever. So I went back on birth control. Okay, I'm 30 years old and I haven't been on it in years. And bitch, I feel crazy.
They're crazy pills. People don't understand. They're not just to men think they're just like, oh snap, I get to come to her. It's like you about to.
Worst part is nigga ain't even coming to me. So
you gonna look down and she gonna be like, I am. You like, oh my God, no.
I mean, all week I've been hearing why you got the crazy eyes, and I was like, I don't know, because I'm on the fucking hormones again. Anyway, so back on the pill, and it wasn't until this morning when we were talking that I was like, why do I feel fucking crazy? She's like, bitch, the fucking hormones, and I was like, oh my God, that's right. Because things that something that set me off last night, where I was like, now, granted, I'm also still an adult, so the crazy emotions and feelings I'm feeling, I still know how to be like, okay, well, let me like do this in my privacy, in my own home, feel them out, say whatever I need to say in a safe space, and then, you know, deal with it tomorrow instead of like confronting the person and being like, because I'm going crazy. No, I will take my time and, you know, do my piece and then figure it out later, which is very, you know, elevated as well. But then it was like little things that would set me off that never did before, that I've learned throughout my 30 years how to like literally be like, okay, if this is bothering me right now, I can just tell them this exact thing and it'll diffuse the whole situation. So it was crazy that I was getting so traumatized about the thing. And it's because the pill fucking just like literally, I feel like I'm 16, a 16-year-old in a 30-year-old body. And I hated to be a teenager to begin with. I hated to be a teenager to begin with. And now you want to put that back in me? Hell no.
I think that does.
It's crazy.
It is crazy.
But also, then the second that we talked about it this morning, I was like, oh my God, now I feel so much more sane, because at least I know, like, that goes back to what you were talking about, the chemicals that are firing in your brain.
Oh man, they used to tell us that all the time.
So like, to know that your brain is like going through this and recognize it and be like, okay, so now I know that I need to check in with myself.
There's also like with crazy, like, now that's true. You can't control those things that are released. That's just normal, guys. We learned that a lot. They would tell us like there's really not much you can do with that, but there's always like reasons why certain people, why not how you handled it.
Right.
Not everybody can do that.
No, that takes a lot
when it's released. Some people snap and kill people when it's released because of what I've learned throughout my time and through therapy and in anger management, that there's always something in your past or something that has if you're at work, a lot of people they call it, you go postal, or whether you snap at your job, you know. A lot of it has to do with something that consistently, it's the snowball effect.
Right, that's true, yeah.
When you have the snowball effect, when it's just consistently happening, it's getting bigger and bigger, and then those things release.
I could have killed one of my managers. No, I would never.
I mean,
I'm going to jail for nobody.
In other words, my point was, I just feel is that a lot of times if you want to get into crazy, I think it's always stemmed from a past situation or something that has been consistently
going over time until it breaks. Yeah,
like going back to your definition, what you were saying, like it's the verge of insanity when something continues to happen and you get the same results, it drives you crazy.
Right? Yeah,
and that's what it is. And I think, for example, like school shootings.
Oh no!
When you get into people that they're classified crazy, there's a snowball effect that is occurring with them in the school that people are not paying attention to.
Exactly, they just couldn't.
And it's not a big deal to certain people, but to them it was.
Yeah.
Maybe every morning we didn't see at the school, but every day someone made him feel low. Or maybe he left the house every morning and his mother was like, you ain't shit. If it was a consistent version of that every day, and one day those things are released and you snap, I'm not also surprised. Yeah, also like now that like, you know, I got the hormones of a teenager, gross. I can understand. But that's funny, like you can think about, you could be at a Walgreens and like she flipped out over birth control.
Right, exactly. Because it's funny.
We found a week's worth of motherfucking baby stoppers in her body and she snapped. Bitch went off.
I mean, I'm smart. I check in with myself enough to know that like what I've been feeling for the last, you know, week or so was like, this does not feel right, and I don't know why it doesn't feel right until we talk, but I was still searching for the reason. So to the point where I was like, anything that I was doing that seemed crazy to me was like, I'm going to do this on my own in my privacy because I feel like I'm not myself right now. And I didn't realize it was the hormones, but yeah. But like as a teenager, you already have your normal hormones and then you want to throw birth control on top of that? Like, because I remember I started birth control back then when I was... I wouldn't have ever, I hadn't practiced the time of the patients to take the time to check in with me to not be crazy. Like,
and you know what's funny? I hate that they always say that, like, because with women, we are put in the crazy box much faster than men, which is annoying.
You know what? It's also annoying, especially now in this day and age, because you know what, man?
Because we have our periods, we have...
No, not just that, nigga.
I'm just saying our hormones are always put on the, like...
But fuck you, because now they have men birth control, and y'all don't want to take it because you feel a little bit like, yeah, they got...
I didn't even hear about this.
They have male birth control. The only reason men don't want to take it is because it makes them feel like they on their period. It makes them it makes them tired.
Where did they sell this and when did it come out?
Like a year or two ago, yeah.
Can we buy it in California?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to send me the link.
Okay, I will. But like literally, no man wants to do it because then they feel like us. And I'm like, hey, why are you being mad that I'm crazy when I gotta take it, but you don't?
That's crazy. Wow.
Okay.
So y'all, all the niggas has been around me just been keeping shh about the birth control, but asking me to get
They've had male, but yeah, exactly. Like, nigga, why you talking about a condom when you could just go out and buy the pill for yourself? Like, what?
Oh my God. I didn't know this was
Oh, because
happening.
you're gonna be a little bit in your feelings. Oh, because you're gonna be tired. That's what we have to do, okay?
Do we do any research on finding out? Because I mean, I don't know the list of murders from male to female.
I mean, the list of,
I know they have a show called Snap.
right,
but
female murders is usually, I don't know, female murders are usually a lot less than male murders, but when
males be just killing people, they don't
Right.
gotta date her. They just watching her.
Yeah. When women kill somebody, it's usually somebody that they know and that they've been planning it for a while. It's like that's usually that's what the
do we
statistic
know?
is.
Because then I feel like women get put in this box of we have more.
There aren't that many. The statistic, or there isn't that many female serial killers. But I don't know if that's actually true. I think that there may be a lot of female serial killers who aren't getting caught. Like, I feel like the Zodiac killer was a female.
It was never.
No, so the Zodiac killer's still out there, or whatever, died or whatever. But either way, like, it would be really smart to make everyone think you a man and get away with it.
That's
You know what
clever.
I mean?
I didn't even think about that because I do know that was never caught. Yeah.
Because if you're going to be at a level of crazy where you're killing a whole bunch of people, she's going to be really way too smart about it. It's scary. So anyway, so like that's why, the statistic of like female serial killers, is down. But that also could be like, that doesn't mean that they aren't out there. They could just be getting away with it, which is scary as hell.
I just know that with our crazy, like as women, guys are always like, "Are you on your period?"
Right.
You're crazy
they love to say that. I don't want to be like, "Here, take this male birth control and tell me how you feel." Okay. And
we're always
come back and
put
talk
in the category of having more
emotions and stuff like that.
Making us respond,
which sucks.
Which makes me like concerned that we didn't do any research on that. But I'm like, I do feel like men have menopause, or
they do,
because come on, there's something times where they're just flipping out, and you're like, what?
No, okay, so this goes in the double standard. I can't stand that men will do the same thing as a woman and not think that it's crazy. Like, if a man calls you 77 times and you're like, yo, you being crazy.
On different platforms, bitches, okay? Not just
throughout all the platforms.
On the Instagram, on the other.
On WhatsApp. And then you're like, yo, you call me 77 times, you being crazy. He'd be like, nah. But like, if a woman did that,
now listen,
if a woman did that, you'd be in your house like, I'm scared she about to be outside
and kill me or slash my tires or do something.
Like,
I'm really sensitive to the word crazy because I do think it's dismissive.
I think
so when people do things that are crazy to me, I'm usually not quick to be like, nigga, you crazy, click.
Right, no.
I usually just be like, listen,
you getting out of control.
Level of where you're at right now, I don't think that I am the person that can deal with
Right,
this.
and that makes sense, and that also brings me to my next topic, like, being in...
It's a politically correct statement of saying, yo, son, I can't really fuck with this crazy you got right now. Like, I got it right out.
Because the truth is, look, all right, at least we live in LA, which is full of all kinds of crazy. We literally will wake up to crazy. We wake up to what? Okay, literally.
I don't give a fuck about no goddamn knife, bitch.
I mean, someone blew up our bushes yesterday. Like, it was real.
The way she said it, she did not give a fuck about a knife. They was yelling outside, like, I don't give a fuck. And she was like, bitch, I don't give a fuck about no motherfucking knife. I was like, who?
Right?
They got knives.
They got knives and they don't care about them now.
10 seconds later, the bushes was on fire.
So we live in a town of crazy. So I think that and I know New York's crazy too. A lot of the places where there are a lot of people and a lot of energy, there's a lot of crazy. So I get it. But I feel like in LA, we come to this place where it's like, look, I know I'm crazy and I'm trying to work on it, but we only got a certain amount of time because I'm also trying to work on my career. So I'm going to try to find someone who's crazy, matches my crazy. And these
the level
crazies,
that you can deal with.
Yeah, the level of crazy. You're crazy. I understand you're crazy. You understand my crazy. This will work. But your crazy is too crazy for me, or a different type of crazy for me. So I got to it's not working for me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's, I also, because we're going to run out of time soon, but I also believe that now, not full out mental crazy, because mental crazy is a big difference when you're like out of it. And
like
when
you hear
really
like a schizophrenia, where you actually hear other voices in your head telling you to do things. Now, actually, I had a friend in college who developed schizophrenia.
And I don't know a lot about it.
So I know a little bit about it, but basically I remember when she realized that what was happening. It was like Valentine's Day weekend, so me and some friends went to someone who lived. We were out in Boston. I went to Boston University, so we went with a friend back to her hometown, and we were just kicking it there, and we went to the movies. And we got out of the movies, and my friend was like, so I need to go to the doctor. And I was like, what's going on? And she was like, the entire time I was sitting in the movie, all I kept thinking was, oh my God, I can hear everyone's thoughts and they're all telling me to like do different things and this isn't right. And I was like, oh my God. She's like, I think I might be schizophrenic. And turns out she was. And she was just turned 20 and it like just developed in her. She had to drop out of college and everything because she could hear all these voices. Now, I commend her 100% to be like, that she didn't like be like, well, these voices are real. Like, cause trying to decipher if they are or not. Like I was on acid once and I remember I like woke up in the middle of the room of like with 5 other people sleeping and I was like, shut the fuck up, I can hear all your dreams. And they were all dead ass asleep and I could hear them, but I was on acid, so that makes sense, you know? But like she felt like that in the real day, like that's horrible. You know what I mean? Like I mean, wow, that's a lot. That's crazy.
I guess, you know, it's funny because there's movies that you'll see that come out like that'll be a Marvel movie and that bitch would just be special.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
She's an amazing person. I can't remember.
I think at that level of, I don't even like, I hate to call people crazy, but I think at that level of being touched, I don't know, I just hate the word crazy. It makes me like,
no, I know, I feel it too. I feel it. Yeah, no, I can't say, actually it really bothers me when people, she calls me crazy all the time too, but it's fun.
That's different, bitch. It's different. But I mean, when you be like, I know that shit crazy, I'm like, yo, you crazy.
I know, I'd be like, but I know, this is funny. But like, no, sure, I usually don't like it because I'm always like, no, I'm not, I feel really intense.
I'll give you a grade, we'll end on this.
Well, no, we're not going to end on this, but I have a couple more things to say, but whatever. All right, bitch, all right, she's trying to take my 10 minutes away.
No, Kanye West had which I feel like he's a big version of crazy.
Oh, yeah, people think he's crazy all the time.
But he had the moment of where he came out about being bipolar. He was being diagnosed.
Oh, I didn't know that? Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan of Kanye West. Shout out to Kanye West.
I also don't think, to me, bipolar isn't crazy, but keep going, yeah.
Bitch, that's crazy to me.
No, that's intense to me. Too intense and intense feelings. Anyway, keep going.
He came out about it and he talked about how he was being diagnosed for depression and for being bipolar, and he put out an album that year, and he titled it "Being Bipolar is Awesome" or something like that.
Oh shit! Okay.
It was a great album. I don't know if you guys. It was really short, but he to me, I feel like that is the epitome of seeing how you handle your crazy.
That's true. How you handle your crazy. That's true. How like
he is a very twisted, different guy. Yeah, the way that he moves and certain things he says does come off a little like what?
Right.
But he's really talented. Like I thought it was very, very like I thought it was amazing that he decided, because that during that course of him coming out and him actually saying about the bipolar and all that stuff shocked everyone.
Right.
Because first of all, in the Black community, having shit wrong with you like that is crazy to us.
Which is
we can't.
Not even true. It's just that
I don't know why we're this way, but we are. Like when he came out and started talking about depression and being addicted to the pills and being like bipolar, everyone was like, cancel Kanye immediately. And I was like, and then he put out the album titling it "Being Bipolar is Awesome." I loved it.
Okay, of course.
I was like,
because you crazy.
No, well, yes. Well, no, I think confidently crazy is something that's special to me.
No, knowing, I think, like I said,
being aware.
Everyone is crazy. Knowing you're crazy and knowing that you're not going to hurt anybody, that's a huge thing.
Like Kanye was snapping on all the paparazzi.
Okay, well, I'm not about to do that, but I'm saying, like, you
and I, before it led up to the bipolar, that nigga was going crazy.
Okay, well, but our crazy is like, I'm pissed off, let's go out and suck a dick, or I'm pissed off, let's like stay home and like smoke some weed and just like make jokes. Like, I don't know, like that's not hurting anybody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that takes a long time to get to. It takes a long time to be like, I know I'm in a mood right now and I'm going to just like do what I can without hurting anybody or being.
Beyonce said it best. Best revenge is stacking your paper.
Yeah, that's true, 100%. So that's true.
If anybody makes you feel uncomfortable or makes you feel crazy, your best revenge is go ahead and roll out and start coming up. That's true. When she said that line in that song, I was like, okay, let me go in. And that's what I've done.
It's funny because so it's funny that you mentioned Kanye because I was talking about like the zodiacs and like the zodiac signs of which.
Oh yeah, you mentioned talk about that.
So. Personally, now every zodiac sign is going to think that a different zodiac sign is their type of crazy because it's 4 elements, so different elements work better with each other, but different not. So to me, the craziest ones I dealt with are the Geminis, even though like I love me Geminis and I love the Geminis and the Libras. Okay, those are the 2 craziest to me in this sense. Like Geminis will be like so quick to be like your best friend, you're having a great time, and then you'll go to the bathroom and come back and they start a fight in 2 seconds, and then they like
it's 2 of them. They don't know what to do with the
right, exactly, and then they literally you have like a blow up fight, so that you leave the restaurant, you get in your car, and then they call you 10 minutes later, and be like, hey, what are you doing, nigga? You just You kicked me out the
I
goddamn
love
club.
that. I'm such a
What do you mean? I'm driving home. What
I
the
love
fuck?
my Gemini.
And they act like it's cool. So like to me, I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. But also Libras on the other hand, which I am a Libra, and I hope I've never done this, but who knows? Is like Libra's a different type of crazy where they'll be like, hey baby. They'll like get all deep and intimate with you and vulnerable with you and like have an amazing sex and amazing connection with you, and you think that yes, finally, I like this is going somewhere, like, or not going somewhere, like I can finally feel confident in a connection with somebody. And then they'll look you deep in the eyes, hold your hand and be like, hey baby, and looking so peaceful, so happy, and like, so I know we have a great connection, we vibe so hard, and god damn if your pussy don't make me go crazy, but I never see this going anywhere and I don't want it to.
What?
So you want to go to dinner? Like, and then they say it like that, and you're just like, how am I not supposed to like?
Oh, I'm like, wait, you?
No, I'm saying men Libra. At least that's what I experienced with men Libra. Like they'll be like, yeah, and don't get mad at this, but I don't see you as a girlfriend. And you're
I
like,
think that male
what?
Libras are very indecisive, which can come off crazy.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying that that's my interpretation.
They'll
of
be
crazy.
like, yeah, I'm down, and 10 minutes later, like, yeah, I don't know. You're like, what? You don't want to make the plans, goofball. Like,
right. So those are two different types of
I ain't
crazy
got no patience for
bother me.
that long extended thing you did. I was like, I would have fell asleep with a nigga being like, you know, I feel
And that's
like
why Aquarius women don't be with Libra men. Well,
I mean,
I watch
sleep as hell. I've
watch
been like,
other
huh?
things
You did what?
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I think a lot of times
Wait, who do you think? What's your craziest zodiac sign? What do you think is a crazy zodiac sign for you, at least? Because I also know Cancers be crazy, but I love them. They're cute. They're to me they're crazy and they're emotionally crazy, and I think that's adorable. Okay?
I think all of them are crazy, but I think the top crazy that comes off very crazy, Virgo.
Virgo be stabbing somebody.
And they're also number one in murder.
Yeah, I didn't even. Is that true?
That's very true.
See, I was just thinking that, but yeah, they be stabbing
all
somebody.
the serial killers you would ever think of are all fucking.
I can see
Virgos.
that.
I don't want to. I think all zodiac signs are crazy because you can't.
Like I said, well, we said every single person on the planet.
But I
is
think
crazy,
the way that first of all, most Virgos are quite reserved and quiet. In other words, you won't know that they're going to murder you, or if they don't like you, they will keep it in. I think that's crazy. When you don't, they won't say. They're very reserved with their like not happy with you or don't like you kind of a thing. And I've always thought that they're very silent killers, male and female.
I can see that.
Male and female. They're very like you could be the most open person in the world and be like, you know, you have to pull it out of a Virgo.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to tell you really how they feel. They're just going to do it. And you're going to be like, what? So I think they're number one, but I think all zodiac signs are crazy, to be honest.
Yeah, of course they
and
all
just
are.
in different ways.
But yeah, exactly. It's just like whatever, matches up with you. Yeah, exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, because like,
yeah,
that matters. I mean, I said my signs. I mean, but also the craziest thing is funny. I was like trying to think all day, like what the craziest thing I've done was.
You didn't give us your wild. You got to end with that. What was your wild? Okay, crazy. You didn't tell us. You just gave us.
But yours was like someone having it on you. I was trying to think. I mean, okay, so I guess go back to the zodiac signs. One of my exes was like, blew me up, and I to a point where I had to block him one night. He was Gemini, and he was in the the next morning. I like unblocked him and called him, and he was because I didn't get some sleep, and he was like, "Where were you? I drove by your house, and your car wasn't there." And I was like, "Nigga, I just moved into that new house. Like, I found parking around the block. Like, and I blocked your ass because we were in a fight because the Geminis would be in a fight constantly, and I needed some sleep. And you drove by my house, but you can't be coming to me on my birthday on time for a date. Like, I just blew my mind. I couldn't. Like, you're gonna stop me now, but when I want you here, you're not here.
Wow.
I couldn't.